Now, just quickly, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about some basic information regarding HTML. And we saw a little bit about that already. We talked about tags, what HTML, Hypertext Markup Language, stands for, how those tags are opened and closed to describe areas of information. If we were to go to File, New, and just create a new HTML page, and again, doc type, you could definitely go with the default, but I'm just going to say none for this case. If you remember, we kept it rather simple. I could even take away the meta tag that's in there. We'll describe a little bit more about that later as well. So you can, of course, change what the title indicates inside here. So HTML page, or call it whatever you want, obviously. It should be something that makes sense and is search engine friendly. So inside of my body tag, you can see I've got my information, my open and close HTML information, blah, blah, blah. So if I were to come in here and say, hello world, I just want to speak to you about saving this page. So if I were to say File, Save, Command S is the shortcut, and save it wherever you want, on your desktop, anywhere else for that matter, you'll notice there are a couple of things about the information that you should be aware of. Now, normally the first page of any website is called index.html, but I want to speak to you, now I've called mine index.html, and that's fine, but I want to speak to you a little bit about, and you'll notice I'll just press return to make a paragraph here, naming conventions. So when you're naming your files, don't use special characters, and special characters are, any kind of crazy special character like this. Do not use them. So I'll just come in here and I'll say no special characters. Also, no spaces. We don't want to see spaces inside of your words. Now, a way that you can get around no spaces and no special characters is to use one of the 3 special characters that are available. And they are the minus sign or the dash, the underscore, or the tilde mark. Those are the only 3 special characters that are okay. And as you can see here, look, I'll just say okay. So these 3 are okay. So if you are naming something without using spaces, so for example, if I were to File, Save As, let's say I wanted to save this as a different page, right? If it was 2 words, like say red dog, I would not use this, red space dog.html. On the other hand, I would use something like underscore, red underscore dog. Makes it easier to read because we've separated the 2 words, and still it conforms to our naming convention. So keep that in mind. Remember your naming conventions. If you, forget them and you have these problems in here, you're going to end up with a lot of problems with your HTML site overall, on the server, locally, whatever the case may be. So keep that in mind when thinking about your naming conventions.